My name is Sangeet, and today I am diving into the subject of spiritual connections. As we ascend and transform and face our deepest fears, expansion happens, slower or faster, depending on our individual paths and missions on this earth. Simultaneously, certain relationships may show up as a confirmation or as a reflection of our inner work and healing process. And no matter how comparable and similar these interactions may seem to be for all of us, every experience is always unique. However, there is one common denominator that seems to happen in what we call soul connections, and that is how strong they feel, whatever their nature is. Many of them are not even meant to stay in our reality for too long, but they may leave a sense of depth that is quite inexplicable. An instant bond is created, in which our bodies struggle to stay away, even if deep inside we know that it won't last, or that there is some kind of toxic pattern attached. Because we are human beings, always searching for reasons and explanations behind everything, we look for all kinds of definitions, and we juggle between several names, like twin flames and soulmates, in hope that one of these will bring clarity into our minds and calmness into our hearts. And when we finally think that we have found the holy grail of all of this, another thought, another experience, and even another connection comes to make us doubt and change our narrative all over again. Sometimes, the more we try to understand something, the more we struggle, and the more we struggle, the more we lose faith in what we can or cannot see. Who came up with these concepts in the first place anyway? We did, right? Somewhere, somehow, someone spread the word, as it happens with every single subject. Knowing that our thoughts have a tremendous influence in our reality, and that whatever we believe in somehow becomes true to us, defining certain things as relationships with heavy meanings behind may pressure us into believing that something toxic is quite special, or even that something special is quite toxic, which in any case doesn't serve us at all, because all it does is to keep us stuck in a loop of mental confusion and to distort and disturb our ability to discern and to distinguish what is healthy from what is not. I will share with you a personal experience very much related to this. Years ago, I have been in a connection that felt so strong and so deep that right away made me believe that somehow it was special. A few months before it happened, I actually had a visual premonition of that person, and I had the feeling that soon they would enter my life. When it actually manifested, and when it later on started to develop, I spontaneously came across all sorts of labels associated, and one of them really called my attention: the twin flames. Because so many evidences seemed to confirm it, and so many deep feelings, signs, and synchronicities, and even the fact that other people were calling us the perfect couple, I started believing that that definition fitted us perfectly. This relationship lasted for a few years, with a lot of reflection from my part, but almost no arguments. Although it appeared to be quite healthy, this was actually far from the truth. Because of my belief and of my strong ability to emotionally support anything, I was constantly recycling all the garbage and making it work no matter what, while my heart was slowly being squeezed. Finally, it came to a point that I could no longer deny the damage that it was causing me, and although it was quite difficult to go against whatever I believed, I ended the connection. As I did it, something shocking happened. I was feeling quite emotional, and the thought came into my mind, the twin flame label. At the time, I was already a Theta Healing practitioner, and so I searched for that specific belief in my system. I confirmed it, and I replaced it. As I did this, instantly everything shifted. Any sadness for leaving the connection was completely gone, and a feeling of freedom arose, along with a tremendous realization of what that relationship had truly been. Simultaneously, this person that previously was so dear to me was now felt as more like a stranger than like a lover or a partner. That one belief didn't turn that bond into something beautiful and perfect. What it did was to make me stay and to prolong it once the initial phase has passed, by continuously accepting and handling whatever came up as good or bad, while giving myself unconditionally, since loving deeply was part of my nature, and I had given myself permission to go above and beyond. After all, they were my twin flame, right? Our limited thoughts are not powerful enough to create any magic, but they are strong enough to cover it, since the true magic lies in our ability to freely manifest our real joy and happiness. Whatever label we decide to give to anything, its true colors will always persist and eventually will come to the surface, whether they confirm what we believe or not. For sure, we as humans require some kind of structure in order to stay grounded and to feel secure, but putting everything in a box is not the answer. Whatever we want to call it, and whatever the purpose of the bond may be, if we want some peace of mind, the key is always to surrender and to trust the process, to trust that the universe knows better, to trust even when it hurts, even if nothing makes any sense. Surrender doesn't mean that we let everything in, any experience or relationship. It means that we trust the divine, and by this, we release any attachment to any result. We allow ourselves to listen and to follow our inner guidance, and we give ourselves permission to choose and to decide whatever feels best for us, with a clear mind and a calm heart. No name is required, nothing is required, besides us as individuals and as souls, and all the beauty in everything that comes and goes, and in everything that comes and stays. Whatever is the true nature of anything, it will be there and it will be felt, whether we label it or not. And whatever the case is, no experience in this planet lasts forever anyway. So, instead of quickly defining and giving names to relationships and connections, let's feel whatever we feel and experience whatever we experience. Richness and beauty comes from all of this, not from explanations and mental conflicts. If we are lucky enough to experience a high level of depth in one or more relationships, then let's be grateful for that. And if it is painful, it means that somehow it touches our hearts, which is only a reminder that we in fact have a heart, and that it is strong and capable of feeling. And if it is pleasant, then that only gives us a reason to smile every single day every single moment, and to be thankful for such an amazing gift, especially if it comes with the bonus of true love and a long-last potential. It is never about the name. It is always about the essence. Even the worst connection ever can be beneficial because it shows us what we don't want. So today, let's bring our hands together and bow to the marvelous miracle of all sorts of depth in all sorts of interactions, while we celebrate the beautiful process and gift of expansion and evolution as souls. Instead of asking if it is a twin flame or a soulmate, let's ask ourselves if it really makes our heart deeply and substantially smile. No definition on its own can dictate what is best or not for us. Only we as souls have the answer. So let's relax in the free label world of connections and watch how beautifully everything unfolds.